Shazam stars Zachary Levi and is the newest installment in the DC Extended Universe. And before you go Googling Shazam release date, no, this movie is not officially released yet. Thanks to the Fathom events, I was able to see this movie 2 weeks early. They were running a promotional thing. It's like, hey, let's promote this movie and show it 2 weeks early for the people who really want to see it. And I was like, oh, early review. And here's my ticket right here. Okay, I'm not a clickbait article. I'm not a clickbait video. I actually did see the movie last night. And just like always, this review is going to be spoiler free because I know a lot of people haven't seen it yet. This was a 2-week early screening. I'm surprised they did an early screening for a blockbuster movie like this, but whatever. I was able to see it early, get an early review out. So how is this movie? Because DC, as we all know, has been really hit and miss lately with their extended universe movies. Well, yet again, I wasn't able to review the other movies because of this early screenings, but let's quickly go through the track record of the extended universe movies. Man of Steel was overall good. People liked it for the most part. There's some haters, but overall, it was a good movie. Batman vs. Superman was very divisive between critics and audiences. A lot of people hate it, and very few really liked it. Suicide Squad, it was, again, very mixed received, although there's more haters for that movie, myself included. I think that movie's an abomination against DC and filmmaking. Wonder Woman, however, was very well received, critically praised. A lot of people liked it. It made a shit ton of money. Justice League, again, was very divisive. A lot of haters, but a lot of people liked it. Aquaman was very well received and made a lot of money, way more money than the other DC movies. Have you starting to notice a pattern here? The solo movies have been either good or great from this point on, but their group movies have been very divisive. Well, I'm very happy to say Shazam keeps that tradition. This movie was a total blast. I absolutely love this movie, and I might be jumping the gun by saying this here, but I would even call this the best of the DC Extended Universe movies. This movie had everything for me. It was incredibly funny. This is probably one of the funniest movies I've seen in a few years. It had good heart. It had good action. It had great characters. I was so happy to say that these characters were absolutely likable and funny, and you cared about them. You cared about these characters. Even the villain. The villain is properly fleshed out. You understand why he's doing the things he's doing, and you understand why he wants to get Shazam, why he wants to go up against him. It did all that stuff right. The main character, himself, was perfectly fleshed out. You felt bad for him at times. You laughed because his humor was great. Even when he was a kid, you still like him as a character because you understand his backstory. You understand where he's coming from. You understand basically everything about him. He was so fleshed out, and Zachary Levi was perfectly cast in this movie. Every time he was on screen, there was not a single moment that wasn't funny. There wasn't a single moment that you said, okay, we can skip this next time I watch it. You want to see him, and every time he's on screen, he delivers everything he's doing. And I really liked the villain played by Mark Strong. He was menacing. He was kind of terrifying in a few parts. And again, you understand him. He's a perfectly fleshed out character. And when he's on screen, very similar to Zachary Levi, you want to see him on screen. And when he is on screen, I got chills in a few spots because some of the stuff he does in this movie, you're just like, oh my God, that's pretty dark. That's pretty menacing. And this movie doesn't take itself too seriously. One of the biggest complaints with the DC Extended Universe movies is that they're sometimes too dark, or they're sometimes taking themselves way too seriously. And this movie doesn't do that. It is serious when it needs to be, but for overall the most part, this movie just knows how to have fun. It knows exactly what it is. It's about this little kid who gets these magic powers that every time he says Shazam, he turns into a full-grown adult with superpowers who's got a lightning bolt in the middle of his suit. He looks really ridiculous in that suit, but this movie knows that, and it has fun with the movie. It's a very funny movie. There were times where people were laughing so hard, including myself, that we completely missed what the character said next, or we missed the next joke. And when a comedy does that, that could be a bad thing considering how you look at it. I consider it a compliment. You're laughing so hard at what the movie did that you missed something. To me, that's when a comedy does it right. But this movie had some good heart to it. It had some good heartfelt moments. Without giving it away, without spoiling, there's a subplot with the kid Billy and another character. When that scene happens, it was so emotional, it was tear-jerking. I actually teared up a little bit because it was well handled, it was well written, it was well fleshed out, well filmed, well acted. This movie did it right, and I'm very happy to say that this is another great movie in the DC Extended Universe. So in the end, I loved Shazam. I really, really love this movie. My only really issues with the movie is a few like little technical stuff. Like for instance, the CGI in the movie, half of it's good and the other half is really, really bad. I mean, there's some full body CGI in the movie that just look, you know it's fake. You know it doesn't look real. It looks like Spider-Man 2002, the full body CGI. It looks that bad. And I guess I could say the beginning of the movie at some times was a little bit slow. Like it took a while to really get going. Like once Billy the kid like gets his powers and he finds that like magic room, wherever it was that you saw in the trailer with that old guy, then the movie starts to pick up. It starts to get a lot more funny and, you know, everything starts to show itself. But I guess I could say the beginning was, you know, slow at a few times, but honestly, I can forgive all that because the rest of the movie is so much fun. I absolutely loved this movie, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out. Shazam is an absolute Blu-ray purchase for me. I'll definitely be seeing this movie in theaters once it comes out, and again, I'll be picking it up on Blu-ray and watching it more times because it's another great one for DC, and it's nice to see DC doing something different than the dark, serious, gritty movies that they've been doing in the past. Huh. That's weird. DC did it better than Marvel twice now. I don't want to jinx it by saying it, but DC might be making their comeback now. Happy to say it. I'm really happy to say that, and I'm really happy to see that. Hopefully they continue with it. So I know this video is 2 weeks early, and a lot of you people haven't seen it yet. So what are you looking forward to seeing in Shazam? And for the people who did go to the early screening, what did you like about the movie? What did you think about the movie? Whatever your thoughts on everything is, like always, let me know in the comment section. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, click right here. And I'll see you guys next time.